This is my favorite gimbal, the Zhiyun Crane 2. It's been my go-to stabilizer for shooting videos the past little while, and then along came this guy, the new dual handle. Together, they make a pretty killer setup. Let's get into some of the reasons why I love to shoot with this combo. In the past, I've always associated those traditional two-handed gimbals with heaviness, but that is not the case with the Zhiyun Crane 2 and dual handle setup. This rig is extremely light that I could actually hold it with one hand, and it makes for a much more pleasant experience when shooting. The second reason why I love this setup is because it automatically makes all of your gimbal movements smoother. Because not only are you now sharing the weight of the gimbal and the camera between two hands, but because your hands are now further away from the gimbal's handle, you're putting less stress on your arms and wrist, and a lot more of the weight is now being held up by your core and the rest of your body. Any little minor imperfections in your movements are masked by the fact that your hands are further away from the gimbal, thus creating smoother looking shots, and I think that's what we all want when using a gimbal. This brings us to the third reason why I love this combo so much, and that is the ergonomics. And if any of you guys have ever used a handheld gimbal for a while, then you probably know that when you use a single-handed gimbal for an extended period of time, your arm, your wrist, your back, and your chest can actually get very tired and even sore, and this is totally eliminated when using a dual handle. Now, a question I get sometimes on my channel is why do I even use a gimbal if I'm shooting at 120 frames per second and slowing down the footage? Some people have even gone as far as saying I can get the exact same shots handheld. And the truth is that that actually isn't the case. There are two main reasons why most of these shots you are watching right now cannot be replicated handheld. The first reason is because of the range of motion you have when getting dynamic camera movement. When shooting handheld, you pretty much have your wingspan, and that is about it in terms of the range of motion when getting a slider type of shot. What I mean by this is you can hold your camera out to the side and pull it across to the other side, but that's about it, because as soon as you take a step and start walking while shooting handheld, your footage is not going to have that buttery smooth professional look that I'm going for. Now with the gimbal, not only do you have the range of motion from one side of your wingspan to the other, but now with the gimbal I can actually walk in any direction I please and choose whatever portion of that shot I want to use. And this brings us into the second reason why my slow motion shots on the gimbal cannot be replicated handheld most of the time, and that is because the footage I am often shooting is live. What I mean by this, and take this video for an example, is that the footage is not staged. I'm capturing real workouts in the moment, and I'm not interrupting people to do a movement so I can time my shot perfectly. With only so much range of motion shooting handheld, it's going to be very difficult to get the exact shot you want because you won't have a lot to choose from because you only have so much space to work with. With the gimbal, I can go back and forth in any direction for as long as I want while walking, and it won't sacrifice the smoothness of the footage, and as a result, I can pick any part of that footage that looks best based on what the person in the video is doing. But that is my video for the Zhiyun Crane 2 with the dual handle and why I love this setup. I urge you guys to check it out. I will have a link down below. If you enjoyed this video, please hit it with a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace!